Good evening. And now it's time for our question of the day. What do you have for us, gentlemen?
So, yeah, I know, right? Not bad. Okay.
Thank you, Layla. We appreciate your service.
Bobby Drake is a fan. Shout out to Layla, for putting it down like she do. You dig? But we're going to go ahead and break it down today because I found this to be just kind of an overarching theme. Ladies, how do you avoid or deal with creeps? So I'm going to put that out to the ladies. If there's any ladies in the comments, go ahead and chime in. For me as a man, I'm going to talk about it from the perspective of what I tell my wife and how I instruct her to roll, because you have to really be on top of this, even if you're not there. But I want to show a couple videos to chase that question real quick. Check this out.
More this morning about a woman allegedly murdered by her Uber driver just yards from her home.
Metro Police now tell us that Uber driver allegedly confessed to that murder.
Police telling us that they have arrested 29-year-old Francisco Valadez in connection to Shanti Dixon's murder. Now, officers say that they found Dixon on Sunday naked in a wooded area along Wagner Lane near East Raymond and Shervin Drive. She was found with gunshot wounds and pronounced dead at the scene. According to court documents, Dixon had ordered an Uber after she got off work around 3:30 Sunday morning. Police say Valadez gave investigators conflicting statements before admitting to shooting Dixon in the head while he was trying to have sex with her in the back of his car. Police also claims Dixon made him mad with something she said before shooting her. We also reached out to Uber, and they tell us that Valadez has been banned from their rideshare service.
Okay, so that's one of them. That's one creep. Let me give you this other creep real quick. I could not leave this fool out. I couldn't do it.
Christine, the records actually show he has been booked at least 9 times just within the last 2 years. One of his victims calls his actions disturbing, gross, downright creepy, and she today is reacting to the news that he is free yet again.
I recorded just in case he was trying to say anything or do anything to me, but I definitely didn't expect him to do this. Like, what the actual
Content creator Michaela Witter caught this serial sniffer in the act while shooting this now viral TikTok.
I was so freaked out when I turned around and saw him literally under me, so freaking close to me.
It happened last week at a Burbank Barnes & Noble. What Michaela didn't know at the time was the sniffer's lengthy criminal history.
I kind of got a flood reaction of some people recognizing him, seeing that he's done the same thing to them in different stores or whatnot.
Days before, 37-year-old Khaleesi Karen Crowder was accused of peeping into a Glendale home with kids inside. Law enforcement sources say he was arrested and released days later.
My heart dropped. My heart dropped when I was first told it, and then my heart dropped again when I looked it up and saw that he really was released.
So this is what we're dealing with out here, and like I said, a lot of the ladies can chime in for yourselves. I'm going to speak on it from the perspective of how a man who has a lady instructs his lady to move. You understand what I'm saying? Because my wife always has a weapon on her, and I don't even tell people what the weapon is. I tell her don't tell people what the weapon is. Keep at least one weapon on you and be ready. Yes, serial sniffer. We got a serial sniffer out here, Ray. This dude is running around sniffing women's behinds, and doing other creepy stuff. He was peeping in some other house a few weeks ago with some children there, and this guy, like they said in the story, he keeps getting arrested and he keeps getting put out. He keeps getting arrested, going back out, getting arrested, and he's out. And it's like, what is law enforcement here for? I can't fart and cough without the threat of getting arrested or getting a ticket or something. You understand? But this guy is running around here actually invading people's space and harassing people and getting out with a free pass, getting a slap on the wrist like it's all good. This is a consistent thing. He's been arrested 9 times in the last 2 years for this weirdo shit that he's doing. And no one's doing anything about it. And the other young lady, God rest her soul, that breaks my heart to hear stuff like that. Killed by an Uber driver. You just trying to get a ride home. you know, and she's an attractive young lady, and this piece of shit, you know, it probably an incel is trying to do something to her, you know, trying to sexually assault her, and she won't let him, and so he shoots her and kills her. You know, that is heartbreaking. However, I always, he is a weirdo. That's a weird looking dude. I always try to see these things from the perspective of what can be done to help the situation for the next occurrence, because these things are going to happen. We can talk all we want about how, oh, you know, people aren't supposed to do this, people aren't supposed to do that. Of course, he's wrong. These gentlemen, they're wrong, you know, and it's very despicable things that they've done. But people do criminal things. People do despicable things. That's why we're having this show, so we can know how to safeguard ourselves against it when we see it. You understand? The thing that jumped out more than anything else, this young woman heading home from work at 3:30 in the morning. You know, I'm not saying, some people, you know, hey, that's what you do. What you do is what you do. But you need to be ready. You have to have a gun on you if you leaving home in an Uber from work at 3:30 in the morning. You have to. They have a thing where you can put on your ride, where someone can follow your ride. That's an extra added layer of protection. Everybody who's in this type of situation, you should be doing those type of things. Maybe be on the phone, you know, so that somebody, they know if they try you, somebody's on the phone and somebody's coming for them. You know, at 3:30 in the morning, women, I can't stress this enough. Women have to be protected more so than anybody else. Women are a protected class of people. You understand? Men like that look at women as targets. You have to be ready. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. You know, so I would say things like that, just not putting yourself in those type of positions. My wife ain't going to be coming home from nowhere at 3:30 in the morning when I'm not picking her up. But we gonna go there. We gonna go there. Y'all don't need no man though. I'm just saying. I don't want to make this seem like I'm victim blaming. I'm not. But I don't want this to happen to somebody else who's in the audience listening when this situation was entirely avoidable. That's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking on it that way because I care. Ladies, protect yourselves. Get someone to protect you. Add other layers of protection, you know, and that's kind of how I say, you know, and just on a very basic level, how do you deal with creeps? You don't talk to them. You don't engage with them. You don't nothing, you know, because unfortunately, sometimes they take your friendliness as interest. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to just be kind of standoffish, be polite, but you can't be too friendly with some people. I'll park the Chevy. Y'all pick it up. Where we going?
Shout out to Danielle Campbell. She's one of a good friend of mine who I really call out when I need her to help with protection of some women. A lot of women don't like guns or handling guns or anything like that. And she is, I don't like to recommend women to go to other male instructors. And the reason why, I always tell people, no matter what it is, when it comes to Black people, representation matters. Whether it's films, music, profession, mentors, whatever it is, representation matters. So I have wonderful male instructors, but they're not going to know the type of situations that a woman gets in. You know, they're not going to know that, hey, my gun sometimes slip when I use it under my bra, or is there another way I can carry my weapon as a woman? A woman will tell you that. Danielle is very good at that. You know, very, very informative. Man, when I have women go down there and get trained, they thank me. They like, yo, Aunt, man, thank you so much, man, for hooking me up or sending me in that direction of their gun club, you know, the female gun club. And also, when you're around other women, you know, it's kind of like y'all in a sorority or whatever the case may be. You feel more comfortable. You get to ask questions. You're not tensed up. So you're learning while feeling good learning, you know. So there's a lot of positiveness to it. So I would always advise, and any woman I'm with or ever been with, I've always advised them to get their legal gun up. I'm not going to be around you 24/7. Have that protection. You need it, you know, especially in the type of years we're in now. You definitely need that protection. If you're not going to get on that level and you want something a little bit more subtle, but a little bit more protective, when you're in the car, you're in an Uber car with a guy you don't know, get on the phone with somebody you know has access to get to you if you need it. Get on the phone with a dude that, you know, is cool. You got homeboys, you got guys that's in your friend zone that want to be more than friends. You know, get comfortable with these guys, you know, work your way up to getting a protector. But at least you know they're on the phone and you're telling them, hey, this is where I'm going, or I'm sending you my location track. You know what I'm saying? And dude, if he really vibing you and he really looking out for you, he gonna be, man, I got my clothes on, I'm ready. You know, or he might tell you, don't even get no Uber, I'm finna come get you. So get out right there. You know what I'm saying? So you got that part of it too. So also another thing that you can do is I would just say shout out to the girl. There was one girl who was in the Uber, and a lot of these Uber guys and these prank niggas is real goofy motherfuckers, because they had a Uber guy that was trying to do a prank, and he was supposed to go in one direction. She was looking at the direction that's supposed to be going, and he turned off. So you know there's a lot of trafficking that is involved with Uber as well. So she thought she was being trafficked, because she's like, hey, you're supposed to go that way, not this way. And he was like, no, I know a shortcut. I'm going this way. Man, that girl went inside her goddamn bag and pulled that gun out. And she was right there. She was like,
should have ventilated him.
Motherfucker, nigga, what's up?
Should have ventilated
doing?
him.
I love it.
I'm saying it.
So I was like, you know, get on that level where you can protect yourself at all time. And I'll land my plane on that.
All facts. Bobby Drake, what you got? What you got?
I'm not even gonna address that last part because that just pissed me off. Should have pistol whipped him anyway.
It's crazy.
Always playing with the wrong damn thing. Anyways, but yeah, big ups to Danny Campbell. I love Danny to life. I can, without a shadow of a doubt, say that she is truly one of, pound for pound, one of the best women that I know. She is a gem and a godsend. Glad to call her my sister. Love her so much. And anytime I have any sisters that have questions or they're trying to get deeper into that self-protection game, she of course is the plug. That's the speed dial option right there, man. I don't even think twice about it. I know that anyone I send to her is safe, and they're gonna get the best knowledge, the best game available. Big ups to Danny. Love you, sis. My thoughts, condolences to that sis. That's heart-wrenching. I hate seeing stories like that. Just it fills me with rage, but it's so infuriating because nothing that you can do. No matter what, it happened. All you can do is try to do what you can to game up women so that they don't become the next victim. That's all you can do. Ladies, please. I do advise women, if they can, to go ahead and purchase a firearm.
Yes.
And not just purchase a firearm to just keep it lying around, but to actually go out and train with that firearm. Statistics and data have shown that on average, most people who own a firearm will maybe go to the range once a year, if even that, to go and train. It's probably close to once every 2 years to actually go and plan and put some rounds down range to a target.
Yeah.
That's not sufficient. No. You need to be going. I would say if you can do it at least monthly, that'd be great. But you should really be going at least once a quarter. You need to get comfortable with the way a firearm feels in your hand. You need to get comfortable with the recoil. You need to make sure that you have the right firearm in the first place. All firearms aren't created equal. You need to make sure that you can manage the recoil, the weight, the material, everything. It needs to be something that you can carry on you comfortably, and it's going to be solid to get the job done, but not so flimsy that it's of no use to you, because if it's too light, it's going to be snappy. But if it's too heavy, you're not going to be able to hold it in the first place. So get with a solid firearms trainer or range officer. Have them kind of go over with you, run you through some tests once to find out which firearm is best for you. You should never go, male or female, you should just never go to the store and buy a firearm just because you like the way it looks. Terrible. You need to try out some different ones. You should try out several different models, the same way you would a car. Try out different ones to find out what fits best for you and make sure it's something that you're going to be comfortable using. With that being said, you need to be comfortable using it. If you don't feel comfortable, if you have a fear of firearms, if there's some hesitancy with it, don't touch it. Because again, this is something that you're depending on to save your life. It needs to be something that you're comfortable keeping with you and using. And if that's not going to be the case, the last thing you need to do is give your op a weapon to use against you. There's plenty of non-lethal options that you can keep on your person. One of the big ones that I will recommend, and I be practicing what I preach, this right here. This is my good friend Saber. And I'll say it, I keep this with me everywhere I go to. Pepper gel, not pepper spray, pepper gel. You can get a 2-pack of these off of Amazon for about $17. I think the price under went up, but keep your eyes, they always have sales. There's even a 3- and 4-pack that they have for sale as well too. I recommend getting pepper gel instead of pepper spray. Why? Pepper spray is nice, it works. The problem with pepper spray is when you're sending out that stream, it's a spray. So there's a good chance that, especially if it's in a certain, because you can't always predict when where the circumstances are going to be. If you're out in the open, the wind's blowing in your direction, or you're in a closed space, you spray this pepper spray, most of it's going to get in their face, on their body, but some of it can blow back on you as well too. So now you're also down bad.
That's a problem.
Pepper gel, it's a solid stream. It has about, one of these will give you about a good solid 10 seconds of use. It sprays forward. Because it's a gel and a sticker, it's not going to fly back on you. All of it's going to get in their face. It's going to burn like the devil. These also come with UV light sensitive ink as well too. So later on, if 12 catches them, cops get the person, they can also spray and light them. They can see, okay, well, your face might be clean, but we can still see that you've been sprayed recently. Get you some of these, keep it on your person. I always keep some on my person. Carry a switchblade if you can. They also make collapsible batons that you can put in your purse. They also have small pocket tasers that you can use as well too. They'll buy you some nice time. And of course, there's the classic physical defense class that you can take. Jiu-jitsu, karate, whatever the case may be. There are even seminars that teach that. The point is, you need to have the means to safeguard and protect your life.
Period.
Do not just take it for granted that the world is going to be kind to you. It's going to be someone else, or that can never be me. Almost everyone that's been the victim of a crime, unfortunately, at some point has thought, dang, that can never be me. And the lotto came up and said that it was them.
All facts. Well
Protect
said.
yourself.
Well said. Well said.
One last quick thing. I don't want to be too long with this. One last thing regarding that that Shrek mongoloid looking creature. The way that that's framed and the way a lot of people take, especially the way he looks, is that it's funnier. It's a joke because he's a serial sniffer. That's even a joke. He's a serial sniffer. That's a problem. In almost every case where you have a major serial killer, or a serial predator or serial rapist, what have you, almost all of those people, as a rule, they never just woke up one day and said, dang, you know what? Let me go unalive somebody. Let me go and sexually assault somebody. It starts small. They work their way up. He's been busted 9 times for the sniffing thing. And then what did they say what happened most recently? Now they're kind of peeping in windows of children. Now he's looking in houses now. The next progression is going to be he's breaking in the home. Maybe he takes some panties or something and he runs off. The next step is going to be he's actually going to act on his urges. He wants to do something, but he doesn't have the courage yet. He's building up the muscle to do it. You're literally watching in real time the tiger approaching the deer. And they're like, is he going to stop me? Is he going to catch me? If you see him, keep your eyes on him. You cannot trust law enforcement. Be your own self defense. You see that sucker? He comes your way, blast him.
Facts, all facts. And that's what bothers me so much about that story, because he's been busted so many times and nobody's done anything.
Do you know how many stories I hear? If you don't check it out, make sure you tune on Fridays to Professor Black Truth's Friday Crime Report. You know how many stories just off that alone I hear of people who literally has been catch and release until finally something crazy happens. It's like, well, they had him 19 times. Y'all waiting for a Willy Wonka golden ticket or something? I mean, damn.
And a lot of times that's a black person that they're accosting. Go ahead, Ant, real quick.
No, real quick. I want women to listen to what I'm about to say.
Okay.
This is why you have to push back on women that report bullshit ass reports. Because law enforcement is not taking a lot of these cases serious because there has been an influx of women that lie about shit. So now the law enforcement is stuck between, is this really serious? Or is this what you just saying to put this man in jail? Like, so I'm not saying that what your situation is not serious. What I'm saying is that you have a lot of these bullshit women out here that cry wolf, that make it hard for real women to get real justice, because there's plenty of times, like Bobby said, that they call the police 19 times and their 20th time is when they're unalive and not here to talk about their side.
Well said. Well said. Sisters, y'all got to tighten up over there. You know, y'all missing a lot. Conversations 2020.